for micro moment trading. And at the moment, you see Mike on here and Randy, myself, and I think Tim will be coming up here shortly. Well, again, I want to welcome everybody. We had a super day today so far in our micro moment, the first session. We're up about 13.86% plus a little carryover from yesterday. So it's about 20 just for 3 days. We didn't trade on Monday. It was a holiday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're up 40.63%. So that's real good. And Randy will report he's doing real good on his. You might want to go to our site at the www.micromomenttrading.com. On there, you can find out about all the seminars and workshops we do. You can find about, you can sign up for the free cow report that comes out each Friday afternoon. It's been coming out each Friday afternoon for about over 20 years. And we have information there about emails from all our clients and answers to those people that write us emails from everybody here. And it's really an interesting little organ. It's been around, let's say, a long time, and it's called the Cow Report, and it's absolutely free. And you can pick up other free things on there and other things you can sign up for and attend. Micah, who's on here right now, does our micro moment trading along with Tony and along with Dijon. And Randy does our more traditional and modified over the years. He's been doing a long time, 15, 16 years, traditional covered calls, which have been kind of morphed into to accommodate all the changes in the trading platforms and new expirations. There used to be only one expiration, which was the third Friday of each month a long time ago. Now they got them practically every day of the week, so you can make a lot more money. Randy and I used to try to hopefully make 3 or 4% a month when we had just a Thursday expiration on a trade, and now you can make that once a week. So
you can even make that in 30 seconds.
Well, yeah, with the micro moment trading, you can do that too. The difference between Micah's micro moment trading and Randy's micro moment trading is Randy still has more traditional covered call techniques, and again, he's really got his. And we'll get him to explain here in a minute. He's really got his version of the micro moment trading up to snuff here, and he does extremely good too. And he does it in seconds, but more apt is to run like a minute or a few minutes or something like that. Where a lot of times Micah's is going to be 10 or 15 seconds. We had to chastise one guy today that was on. He had a fantastic return, but what did it take him, Micah? Something like 20 seconds or something like that. And we had to warn him, don't do that anymore. He might ended up with nothing. So anyhow, so Randy, why don't you tell everybody what you did today? And if people have any questions, you've got a comment section there. Just type in on the comment section, and we will come back, and your comments will pop up on here. Everybody will see them, and we come and address whatever questions you have or comments you have. Okay, Randy, go ahead.
Well, good morning, everyone. I do coaching for a couple of different things here at Micro Moment Trading, in addition to just doing trading. So Joe already mentioned a little bit about the micro moment trade. I did my micro moment trade already this morning on SPX. I trade SPX for the micro moment, and I got 2.4%. I was in for 2 minutes and almost 2 minutes and a half. And so that's really slow in micro moment trading time. So that's like light years, a long time. But anyway, 2.4%, and it was a great chart setup. I call it the Tim chart setup on the intraday streaming chart, and it just continued down. I mean, I would have made, if I would have stayed in, which I wouldn't, because I just take 2.5%, 3%, and I'm out. I'm fine with that. But now it's about $10 a share of profit on that put, because the market just imploded just right after the chart said it was going to go down. So that's what's so good about the intraday streaming charts. And I know Mike will talk about that. But what I do is I teach our advanced charting, or charting for momentum, as we call it, on Monday morning. And that's a daily advanced chart where Micah talks about his is like seconds intraday streaming chart, but we also have a daily chart, and I teach how to read that chart. It's actually I think 21. I haven't counted them lately because there's always ones that get added, but about 21 technical indicators that are all rolled into one chart. And I teach an easy to learn, easy to understand, and easy to read process of identifying the beginning of a new cycle. And we use that beginning of the new cycle to enter an option, whether it be a call option if it's a new cycle going up, or if the market starts declining, which it hasn't in a long time, other than for a month in February, March. But we typically are looking for the beginning of the rising cycle, the beginning of that rising momentum, and just buy a call and sell it sometime later. Usually takes a day or two, usually. But the last one that we entered was on Intel, and it took less than 3 hours to generate 5% return. So we're in them and then out of them before the end of the week, locking in back to cash. And to me, that's an important part right now in this market, the way that it's been over the last year plus. You never know exactly what's going to change. Like today, it was nice and rising. The Dow's up 200 points, the S&P's up 20, 25, and all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, we're down 30 on the Dow and we're down 2 on the S&P, and that's already because it's come back up quite a bit from where it just dropped to, and who knows why it did that. So getting back to cash is great because then you can adjust later on to wherever that you want to enter. So every Monday morning, I give a coaching session live in the market. I go through how to read, I think it's about 35, 36 charts every single Monday. And we're looking for the beginning of a rising cycle in one of those charts or more than one of those charts. But I teach you how to look and what to look for and how to implement for trading for momentum. And that's those webinars are recorded during while they're being conducted, and so you can watch them later on, whether you're not available at the time and you watch them later for the coaching, or you just run and rewatch them to recatch the training. That's what's available. And then the covered call. That's where we all started with covered calls way back when. And so that's really kind of the bread and butter of the processes. And the covered call is the most conservative process that you can possibly do. The way that we teach, because we teach in the money covered calls. And what a covered call is, for those that don't know, it's you buy a position, like you buy a stock, or you can buy an option, and then you sell a near term option against it. They're both in the money. That's what makes them be conservative. In the money means that the strikes are below where the stock is currently trading. That makes them more conservative because the stock can go up. We get called out, which is the goal, to be called out, get all your cash back, and keep your profit. So if the stock goes up, you automatically are going to get called out. If the stock stays the same price, you're going to get called out. Even if the stock declines, you can get called out for a profit with all your cash back. And if it goes down too much, we have what we call management techniques. So we have additional processes to keep managing that position, generating income on a weekly basis while waiting for the equity to come back up. And it never has to come back up to where it started in order to get out with all your capital returned and a profit locked in. So I teach that process on Wednesday mornings in a coaching session, a webinar. It typically is about 2 hours long. In fact, Joe, this week I went almost 3 hours long because I had so much to teach, and so many new people are joining in to try to learn the process and be able to generate the great returns. The returns that I had for last week. So all of the positions that I entered last week all closed out by Friday expiration for 100% of the capital returned and income percent locked in, a return locked in. So IWM, 11.1% return on only 90 cents per share invested. And so Joe talks about leveraging your capital. The process that I teach on Wednesday mornings, it leverages capital because instead of buying the stock, in order to sell that call against. I buy an option and then sell a call against it. So the option costs a whole lot less than the stock. So in IWM, and IWM is around, I think, $150 a share, somewhere around there. I only had to invest 90 cents a share and generated 11.1% return in only 4 days of investment. QQQ, which is the ETF for the NASDAQ 100. And the QQQ is trading at $278 right now. Last week, in that position, only $2.79 a share invested, 7.5% return in just 2 days. And that was while the market declined significantly last week. If you recall, Thursday and Friday were just down, 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 huge down days in the market. I still closed out the positions to all capital returned and the profits locked in. CrowdStrike, 13.6% return with 4 days of investment. Tesla, right? Tesla was a $510 stock about at the beginning of the week, and it dropped down to $360 a share. That's a $150 drop. I generated 23.4% return with $4.05 per share invested for 4 days of investment. Got in on Monday, out on Friday. Even though it dropped significantly, I still generated the income and got all my invested capital back. Those were with calls, not with puts. I wasn't gambling that it was going to go down, but by using covered calls, I was able to generate the income and get all my capital back. TLT, which is a bond fund, 16.8% return on 8 days of investment. Now, that one actually was from the previous week it began, but it dropped, and I had to manage it into last week, and then got all of my capital back plus a 16.8% return. Apple, 4.6% return, only $1.39 per share invested. Apple's trading at 118. Well, it was. Now it's at 117. But I only had to invest $1.39 per share to get 4.6% return in just 2 days, 2 days of investment. Now, already this week, Joe, the positions that I've entered this week, 4 or 5 of them I've already closed out, got all my capital back with just fantastic returns. SPY, I've actually been in and out twice on SPY because SPY is an ETF for the S&P 500 index. It has 3, Joe. It has 3 expirations every week. So you talked about when we started way back when, 1 expiration a month. That was the monthly expirations. Then we went to weekly expirations, so there's 1 every week. But SPY actually has 3 expirations during every week, so there's an opportunity to generate income 3 times every week on SPY. And so on Monday, closed out a position for 13.6% return. That was entered on Friday, closed out, well, it was actually Tuesday because Monday was a holiday. And then yesterday, closed out another SPY position for 9.8% return for just 1 day of investment. So that capital I used twice, Joe. The same money I used twice in the same week and generated over 22% return on that capital. Then I also closed out Amazon. I was in Amazon for 1 day, 49.6% return. Only had $4.50 per share invested on Amazon. Amazon's trading at $3,300 a share.
There you go.
I generated income by only using $4.50 a share of investment. Microsoft, 11.2% return, 1 day of investment. And DIA, which is the ETF for the Dow Jones Industrial Average, 10% return for 1 day of investment. That was only 90 cents per share invested. So that's the type of the process that I teach on Wednesdays. Those are the positions that I find, the returns that I'm getting, and in that subscription service, the teaching, I actually use live positions to teach with. So instead of just saying, here's what you could have done last year, look at what January, if you would have implemented this, and here's all the stuff that would have happened, I show you actual live positions that when I find a position that I'm managing in my own account, I send an email out that says, Here's what I found. This is what I'm getting ready to do. Here's why I'm getting ready to do it. Here's how it's going to work. And I send that out to everybody that subscribes so they can follow along in their virtual trading account, Joe. They don't have to risk any money while they're learning the process. They just use their virtual trading account, follow right along with what I'm doing, and then they can ask questions if they didn't quite understand. And they learn step by step, hands on, basically watching over my shoulder to see exactly how these processes are implemented. Not with maybe this could have happened. These are actual ones they can go out and look in the market at that time and see exactly what's going on. So it's a fantastic teaching process, and lots of people are learning how to do it and making really good returns.
And is that all you do?
Well, but Joe, also on Thursday night, then, so that'll be tonight, I do an additional coaching session that I added on a couple of years ago because of the so many questions that there were. I couldn't handle them all on Wednesday. I do another session on Thursday evenings to answer more people's questions and go through the actual techniques and processes step by step to increase the learning and the education of everybody that's subscribing to that service. So that's also then recorded, and you can watch it later on. And so, in addition, I do my own trading show. So I
trade time, right? Well, a couple of things. Number one, when you kept talking about leverage, it is fantastic because you're not using margin to leverage, and you're getting your leverage instead of being 50%, which would be the max if you're using margin, and that's a loan. You're just using these way out there not covered calls, but long-term positions. And they cost a fraction of what the stock does. And they're an option, and that's what you're doing. And so you're getting probably 95% leverage or more with no risk of losing your money. And it's just fantastic. Now you've got something coming up here on October 10th. Why don't you mention that? October 10th.
On October 10th, we're going to have a one-day workshop on that daily advanced chart. So how to read that chart for trading for momentum. That is a workshop the entire day on Saturday, October 10th, and I'll be teaching online, so you don't have to travel anywhere. And we're doing the COVID. I won't be wearing a mask here at home, but we're going to be social distance, and everything will be safe and sound. So go to the website, sign up for that to learn how to read and use the advanced chart for trading for momentum.
And that's the website is www.micromomenttrading.com, and there'll be a link where you can sign up for that October 10th. And I'm going to ask Micah here in a few minutes to give you. He kind of controls all our websites and everything, and he's got those same links out there on those websites, so he can tell you how to get there. One other thing, and Mike and I talk about this all the time, and Tony and the other guys on the Micro Moment, and I give this example all the time. That particularly if you have young people, instead of sending them to school, waste a lot of money, and hope they get a job when they get out. If you open up an account, a virtual account, it converts rapidly into a real account if you want to, and take $2,000 in that virtual account, virtual money, and do any of your techniques, Randy, and any of Micah's techniques, and just make 6% on $2,000 the first week, 6%. And in 2 years, 52 weeks, something like that, compounding, you're never putting another penny in other than that original 2,000. You've got over $800,000 compounded in 24 months. You can do it on Micah's Micro Moments. You can do it on any number of your returns because you got a lot more than 6%. We're saying just 6%. Like Mike and those guys made 13.286% today. And we're talking 6% a week, and then when you got it down with your virtual money, throw $2,000 in there. They're putting out a penny, and just keep trading that same money, and that's what you're going to have after 2 years, and just once a week, 6%. Pretty fantastic. Okay, Randy, thank you very much. And Randy you might check over there. You got a lot of people saying things. If there may be something there. Okay, he's going to. Marcus, our engineer here, by the way. Marcus, hello, Marcus. Is going to throw up. You want to read that? This is Mike.
That's for Mike.
Yeah, Mike, why don't you take that?
Micah, I'm looking to switch over to TradeStation. I know you're using it briefly. How did the price fills and performance compare to E-Trade or TOS? Any preference between the platforms? Tough question, man. TradeStation is the most back and forth platform I've ever been on. As far as consistency with the technicalities, like everything, the actual tech side, their connections, things like that. I had some Apple through the split, and I went to sell it after the day after. I had some just different things I was doing, and it just wouldn't. And it wasn't my error. I tried every which way possible to get out, and finally got on the phone with them, and the guy on the phone said, "I don't know what's going on either. We'll try to take care of this for you." Ended up selling my option finally 20 cents back from where I was trying to. And today my trade bar just was not hooked up to my option chain for some reason. I had to restart my platform to get it to work. But as far as the rest of it, the day to day, it's a super solid platform. The executions are pretty quick. The fill prices aren't great. It's just a back and forth thing. It's something you gotta find out if you like. It's a very technical platform, so it takes a lot to learn. I would say E-Trade would be, especially if you're within your first couple of years of trading, I'd say E-Trade would probably be a more solid solution. But TradeStation is a good platform. It's if you know what you're doing with it, you can really have a lot of powerful helps, and their hotkeys are really good. All of their extra setups are very nicely built. So,
okay, great. And we know Deshaun just got on, and Deshaun, welcome. And I understand why you're late, but I've got all these notes over here that you're just burning them up over there on SPY.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, so sorry I'm late, but yeah, the SPY just popped off. I got a couple. I think I made like 4 or 5 trades. I haven't talked to any of the clients actually. I haven't read the chat because I was like, "Damn, I got to get to this podcast." I was like, "I want to stay and get these moves." So yeah, no, it's good. I just did close out a 10-cent trade. So I started trading at 9.49. So a 10-cent trade, 3 cents, 3-cent trades. These are all SPY. Got a 130, 39. So 13-cent trade.
wow.
1 cent trade, and then I just finally closed out at 1017 a 17 cents trade.
Wow.
Those are huge. Those are huge.
And he was 17 cents. You say it's cents. Whoa, that's nothing. That's huge because he's only spending what are you spending on one of those buys? How much were you spending for one share?
$1.70. So that 17 cents one was $1.76.
Yeah.
So it ranged from $1.76 to up to $2.20.
So that was like 10. That was 10% return.
I'm gonna shoot you those two when I get a chance to write it down.
Of course, you're not just doing one share. You're at least in contracts, which are 100. Well, that's fantastic. You got a lot of notes. We're gonna make you read over here. But okay. Well, now let's see. Let's really keep it in order here. Let's go over to Micah. And Micah, Micro Trading is a session every morning. I attend each one of those sessions also from 8:30 Central when the market opens to about 9:30. And Deshaun's there also. And Deshaun a lot of times will extend his session. He doesn't usually come back later on. Sometimes Mike and Tony will come back for what we call later sessions, second sessions around 12 to in Central Time in the morning to 3 in the afternoon when the market closes. And they may do some extra trades then. But Sean typically would just sort of extend that first session. So, and so you spend about 5 hours a week during those sessions, and you just learn to make millions of dollars, and you're learning exactly and precisely how they're doing real trades. They're doing real trades, and you're seeing them do them, and you're seeing exactly why they're getting into something, why they're getting out. Micah had an interesting occurrence last week when the big bank bought $4 billion worth of options on Tesla and Apple and somebody else. And the market just shot straight up. I mean, just absolutely straight up. And then that was in the morning. By the afternoon, they'd gone straight down. I mean, they were up around 1,000 points in the morning for a very brief time and just settled back down and closed at 800. points up, and just all over the place. But that's the beauty of Micah's micro moment. He doesn't have the rules and things that Randy has, because he's dealing with just those long-term options. And if he sees a red, on something, he gets out, and he may be back in 10 seconds later, but he just gets out. That's the only management technique there is, and he's really good at it. And you get where you can just cancel a deal. I mean, it's very seldom do you see make money by being good at canceling things, but you can certainly do it. So, Mike, why don't you kind of give him a brief up, and we'll continue on from there.
Yeah, Deshaun and I trade the same technique, and I'm on Apple and he's on SPY. Apple's been a wild bull lately. One morning while we were on the webinar, I think it opened at 115, shot to 119, dropped to 113, leveled out at 117, and then back down to like 115, just within a few hours. So it's an absolute beast to tame right now, which we expected. Freshly post split, it's very accessible to everyone that couldn't afford it before, and there's a lot happening on it. So it's been tough to wrangle. It's still settling into itself a little bit. The returns on it have not been as consistent because of all of the options influences that happen. Right, we have about, what was it, 3 to 6 million new Robinhood traders. Something like that.
I believe that's right. Yeah. Just huge.
I mean, from what I'm seeing, probably 70 to 80% of those are focused on just a few names, being Tesla, Apple, and then things like Moderna, the hot COVID things. They're trying to learn, and so people start with hot stocks, and that's the natural progression. So that's where they are. So it's making it really interesting to see, but the cool thing is we watch it second by second, so we can really see what effects these things are having on the market. It gives us a really clear view, and it's taking a lot of patience. There's a lot of fake outs right now, so you just got to stay careful, and that's where Deshaun really shines. He does not break his rules.
No, he's pretty dogmatic about that. He has his rules, and he doesn't vary.
Yeah, because if I break them, I lose.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, simple as that, man.
Yeah, fantastic. Cover a couple of questions. Well, number one, we have a number of questions. No, well, maybe one question from Marion, who's on here. Let's see, her name's on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 or 7 times. And like I say, Marion gets away with this because she's been a client for so long. But let me just read a couple of her things. One here, oops, my false pass on the spelling Deshaun. She's asked your apologies. She misspells a lot of stuff. Deshaun just closed one for 17 cents. So man, she kind of reports on, it'll make you nervous, Deshaun, knowing that she's watching you this way.
No, that's why I keep my windows open so she can watch.
There you go. And then what was this? She says, this is from Mary. It says, I don't know why SPY is tanking, but it's been absolutely yummy today with lots of money bags and smiley faces on there. So did it do a tank today too? After we left this morning?
Yeah. SPY. No, something happened. So I don't know if news or whatever. I don't know what happened, but at about 9:39, it went crazy. That's why I'm late. I was like, oh crap, dude! It just straight down. I was like, ooh.
And
one of us gets off, and then it takes off.
There you go. On these micro moments, you don't speculate. You don't care if the market's going up or down in the morning. You don't even look at it. You don't speculate on what something's going to be. You trade the moment. That's why it's called micro moment trading. And if the chart tells you to get in there, you do it. And if it tells you don't, you don't. And if you get in, you're not going to have it perfect every time. If something turns red, you get out as fast as you can. And you may only lose 1 or 2 or 3 pennies, something like that. So it's really, really a fantastic trade station.
I guess I could have calculated my percentages on these.
I think
one here from Eric from the earlier question. He says, I use both TradeStation and Thinkorswim. I used to trade E-Trade for paper. The jury is still out for me on which one I will end up using more permanently. Yeah, and you have it exactly right, Eric. And I forget who asked the earlier question, but I mean, unfortunately, it's such a pain. It really is to try a new platform and get used to where all the differences are. But I mean, for your long term, right? If you're going to be trading for a few years, it is worth it. And or longer, and it's just something you got to so yeah.
And Marion said, get back to praising Deshaun again. Says Marion says, just coming on the podcast because Spy has been going crazy. Good on us, blah blah blah. And Deshaun has been amazing. He's still at it too. So there you go. And so let's see if we got some more down here. No, I don't see any new. Oh, Carl, and it says Spy is tanking. Okay, Carl. Yeah. So, but see, that's the beautiful thing. Now, look at all the money you made on Spy today.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make any difference to Micah and to Deshaun or really even to Randy. If it's going up and down, you just change just like that. Like if Micah got into it because it looked like the chart told him, hey, this get ready to go up, everything's right, it's going to go up. He gets in and it turns around immediately and changes. He knows to get out whammo, and he gets on the other side of it. He gets on the put side of it. So it's just a fantastic technique. And like Spy obviously went crazy today. It didn't make any difference. And let us know, Mary, if you were in Spy, did it make any difference? Did you spend money on Spy today, or did you get caught in a downturn because you didn't fast enough or something? I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, and one thing I wanted to note for the people is like the market opened at 8:30. I didn't make a trade until 8:39 because I was just watching the charts. The charts didn't show me that a trade was available for me until 8:39. And so I just sat here and waited. It was no guessing anything. It was just I waited for the charts to do what they're supposed to do. And I started making money.
Is that what you do, Randy?
Absolutely. It's all in the charts. And Deshaun brings a good point. This can't be done without the intraday streaming charts. I mean, that's what makes it not be speculation, not be guesswork. It's if you don't have that intraday streaming chart, there's just no way you're going to make those kind of profits. You're probably going to lose all your money. So that's what's critical is you have the charts, you learn how to read them with Deshaun and Micah's teaching, and that's how you can make those trades. And then you listen to them every morning and you get to see right on the screen exactly what they're doing.
Okay, thank you, Randy. And Marianne says she made 5 cents, 8 cents, and 15 cents. That is absolutely
nice.
And you don't see no minuses in there. There's no minuses. All those are profits. Even though Spy was crazy. So what'd you take, Eric? There, Randy.
Oh, okay. Eric says, question on Randy's October 10th seminar. Will that be on charting for both covered calls and micro moment trading, or just micro moment trading primarily? It's how to read the charts for momentum trading. You can trade momentum with covered calls, with leaps, with credit spreads, with just plain old momentum on a call. It's learning how to read the charts and identifying the beginning of that cycle. If you can get in a covered call at the beginning of the cycle, you're guaranteed that there's no guarantees in the market, number one, but your probability of being called out is just tremendously higher. And by having the advanced chart as opposed to just a basic chart, it gives you so much more information to let you see when is the beginning of the cycle, how strong is that momentum, where is the biases, where is it going, to improve your trading capabilities. And so I'm going to teach how to read it, and then I'm going to go through how you use it for covered calls, how you use it for momentum trading. So it covers all the bases. It won't be how to do a covered call, but how to read this chart to enhance your decision process on the covered call.
Okay. And Roberto has his hands up. Very good, Roberto. Thank you. And Carl has a question. I'm sold. Where do I go to learn to read the charts and software for use in this stuff? What would the cost be? You can go to the website, Compound Stock. Hey, that's the old name. www.micromomenttrading.com, and you'll see the cost of all the different programs. And also in that same website, you'll see Randy's everything he offers and the cost, and you can sign up from there, or maybe develop more questions, and you can always come back and we'll talk again.
It's very interesting because Carl is actually on our webinar. So
We had a 2-week free trial going from Tony's seminar.
Oh, okay.
He may be from that, yeah. So the way we have it set up, Carl, and anybody else wondering is we have our charting cost, which goes straight to the charting company. That's for data upkeep. It's very expensive to get these kinds of real-time information. So that's just $124 just to get the charts. And then we have coaching services listed on the website too for the different techniques. But the toolbox which is the charting for momentum workshop that Randy's doing. To clarify the other question, the toolbox is what you're going to learn in that workshop, and the coaching within that, it's going to give you the capability to do that. And then within that, you can choose, if you want to do workshops or, different types of coaching, whatever your learning style is for that. So,
Mike, why don't you take this opportunity to tell them how to get onto the social media sites?
Yes, our social media is really ramping up. It's not just, we're not just posting when our next workshop is over there. We're actually putting out a severe amount of content and even learning material. So our Instagram, we just started a new series on that. It's a very cool idea we have for Instagram. So that's going to start to build on top of itself. And all this can be found at Micro Moment Trading, just in the search bar on any social media platform. On Facebook and LinkedIn, we have a video series called Snapshots, and they are excerpts, whether it be an individual trade or an individual thought that we pull from our live morning webinars. And I think we got 30 something of those.
Are those video?
Those are videos. Yeah,
Okay.
they're short videos, 1 to 5 minutes, all in all of them.
Okay.
You could see, just the individual trade, where we enter, where we exit, and why. A little brief post explanation. We are also on YouTube, obviously, and we have a lot of full sessions on YouTube. Some of the older ones, just to kind of get a feel for it. Yeah, anything that's your favorite, you'll find us at Micro Moment Trading.
Yeah. Yeah, just put in YouTube Micro Moment Trading, and it'll pull up. I guess there's maybe 4 or 5 of those hour sessions on there, right? Probably
Yeah, not much of the full ones, but the snapshot for that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Let's see if we have any other comments here. Okay, so now, Mary, you can never come back here again. You used all your time on questions and comments today, so you can't come back for 3 weeks. That's the rule.
Well, look at Marion though. She had income of 5 cents, 8 cents, and 15 cents a share on those SPYs.
Yeah, and they've been all over the place today on the negative side too.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show you that she, that she's got the technique down and she knows how to get out when something turns red.
So it's not just Deshaun that's making all these profits.
Mm-hmm.
All these other people are making them as well.
Yeah. Deshaun's our silent man. He kind of sits there in silence, and sometimes we have to ask him if he's breathing.
No, I was very vocal during this downturn, making sure all the clients were getting in these trades, letting them know, hey, the setup is happening. This is what we're looking for. Hey, hey, this is pulling the trigger. Hey, I'm in this trade. You should be too. Type thing. I was very vocal at that time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Deshaun is our art connoisseur. You see, he's the one that's got all the really neat pictures and stuff up there. I've got baseball memorabilia up, and Micah just has blank walls because he's just moved into his place. And Joe's got stuff. But Deshaun's our art connoisseur.
Yeah. Now we're talking about our covered calls and Micro Moment Trading section here. We also have an entertainment section, and Micah and Deshaun do duets in karaoke.
Well, I'm a backup dancer, so.
Oh, you always
dancer.
And then Tim has his what's it called? EDO or
EDM.
EDM. He has his little EDM little ditties that he can throw in on that too.
Well, and our control engineer here, who you don't see or he never hardly says anything, but Marcus, he has a whole band, and
Was it Marcus and the Heartbreakers or something like that? What is it?
Something like that, yeah.
It's a tribute band, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there he is.
Uh-oh.
There he is.
Okay. Well, great.
We got to keep it fun. One of the most recent snapshots. I'm not sure if it's out yet or if it's coming out on Sunday, but Tim and I got on this rant about how we're going to build a potato cannon, and so we were discussing all the different.
I remember that.
Yeah. So I mean, you got to keep it fun. There's some slow times that you'll be sitting there for 20, 30 minutes. You gotta keep things interesting.
Have you got a photo of one being built?
Oh yeah, yep. Actually, my neighbors, I got people out here that are building one, so I've seen them like set it up and test it and see if it'll hold the pressure, and like doing some test fires. It's hilarious to watch them build it.
Well, I'm going to pay attention on the news and watch out, see when the Army comes and confiscate y'all's potato can. It's a threat.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, well, we're about out of time. Thank you guys, and thanks everybody for being here. And again, go to the website www.micromomenttrading.com, and you can find out all the stuff we've been talking about and how to contact us and come back here for Thursday and communicate and be good. So thanks for everybody contributing over there, Carl and Marion and Roberto and everybody, Eric. So that's good. Do you guys have any last minute comments?
Well, Joe, one thing, Joe, I just closed out another position on QQQ today.
Okay.
And I sent out my alert to let everybody know. And that was 15.1% return in 2 days, and that was only 86 cents per share invested. So I'm closing these out while we can, like today. You never know where this market's going. So I'm back to cash and got those great returns already this week. And also Restoration Hardware, RH, closed out this morning for 45.8% return.
Wow.
Nice.
I entered that position on Monday, closed it today, 45.8% return. And that
Wait,
only
did you mean Tuesday or Monday?
Yeah, it was Tuesday.
Okay.
The first trading day, because Monday was closed. So
even better.
Just Tuesday to today, and on that position was only $1.70 per share invested, and got 45.8% return on that.
Yeah.
And all the capital's back and all that profit in the bank, and I don't have to worry about what the market's going to do the rest of the day or tomorrow.
And let me say this about Randy: you get really a good bargain when you pay for one of his sessions, because he goes on forever. He never quits. And what you did, you went an hour over on one a couple of days ago.
Yes, yesterday was your cost per minute is very, very, very low.
He and I used to do the back in the old days of just doing the covered calls. We were up on stage together, usually 2 or 3 people in front of us, and he wouldn't quit. He'd wear me out. We'd be up there all day. I'd finally just have to do something, insult him or something, and get him to leave. So
I like to teach.
And there's Gary says Randy rocks.
Oh, thanks, Gary. Appreciate that.
Okay. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. And we'll see you next Thursday. We'll see Micah, you, and everybody tomorrow morning. See you later.
Yep. Hope
Bye-bye.
everybody has a great weekend.
All right, later.
Thanks, guys.
So long.